Here's something strange. Someone with $10,000 saved can lie, awake at night terrified about money, and someone with 10 times that much can feel exactly the same fear. If saving money was really about safety, the fear should shrink as the number grows. But for a lot of people, it doesn't. It just changes shape. And understanding why might be one of the most important things you ever learn about money. Ask most people how much money would finally make them feel secure, and they'll give you a number. Ask someone who already has that number, and they'll give you a bigger one. This isn't greed. It's something quieter and honestly a little sad. Psychologists call it the hedonic treadmill, the same mental habit that makes a bigger house. Eventually feel normal also makes a bigger savings. Account eventually feel normal. The feeling of enough isn't fixed. It moves the moment you reach it. So the goalpost doesn't just move for spending. It moves for saving too, which means chasing a number was never really going to end the fear, because the fear was never about the number in the first place. There's a concept in psychology called loss aversion. It shows that losing something hurts roughly twice as much, emotionally, as gaining the same thing feels good. Here's what that means for saving. Every dollar sitting in an account isn't just a dollar anymore. It becomes something that could be lost, and the brain starts guarding it the way it would guard anything it's afraid of losing. More savings doesn't always bring more calm. Sometimes it brings more to protect, which brings more to worry about. This is also why people who've experienced real financial hardship even years earlier often keep a low-grade anxiety about money long after the hardship is over. The brain remembers scarcity longer than it remembers safety. It's not irrational. It's just how the mind tries to protect you from something it once felt. There's another side to this, and it deserves to be said honestly. Some people save so carefully for a future version of safety that they quietly skip the life happening right now. Not because they're careless with money, the opposite, because they're so careful that enough never arrives. This isn't a call to stop saving. Saving is one of the few things that genuinely protects people from real hardship, and that matters. But there's a difference between saving for a life and saving instead of one. And the line between them isn't the amount in the account. It's whether the saving ever gets to feel finished. Even a little, even sometimes. So if the number was never the real problem, what is? Research on financial well-being points to something simpler than a bigger. Balance, clarity. People who define specific, concrete goals for their savings, this much for emergencies, this much for this particular plan, tend to feel calmer than people saving toward a vague, open-ended more. A specific goal has an edge to it. It can be reached. An open-ended fear cannot. In other words, peace doesn't come from an unlimited amount of safety. It comes from a defined amount of safety. One your mind is actually allowed to recognize as done. Maybe the real question was never how much is enough, maybe. It's will I let myself feel like it's enough once I have it? Because a number can always grow. But permission, the quiet decision to finally exhale, that's something only you can give yourself. If this changed how you think about your own savings, subscribe, because the psychology of money runs a lot deeper than most of us ever get taught.